There's two Gretchen monsters that have shown off. One Gretchen, right, is a medic Gretchen, right? But
Okay.
he doesn't have any legs. Instead, he has a wheel is his mobile transportation, a wheel and a motor.
That sounds like a garbage way to move. I'm not gonna lie.
I find it hilarious.
Oh, it's funny, but like, think about it. If you're going up a hill, man, that's gonna just be ugh.
Welcome back, folks. Welcome back to another Total War co-op. I'm Black Templar, and I'm joined by.
I am Gladiator. Hello.
And today, we are hoping to have a lot of action today, considering, well, we've hardly had any action last time because we were busy, jostling for position and getting ready to go to war.
Well, I mean, I took out some dwarfs and I took out some lizards, and so it's been pretty good overall this way.
Yeah, but I think what I mean by that, I should rephrase the question, is basically not actual proper big brawls. We haven't had any of them for quite some time because, well, we've been trying to sort ourselves out.
Yeah.
Plus, like everyone you faced, you've just steamrolled.
Wrecked them.
Now it is I believe it's your turn.
Yep.
Right. Time to bring out the law book. What shall we discuss for today?
Well, since not too long ago of our time, we saw the like that there's gonna be a release of gameplay for Warhammer 3.
Yep.
Let's talk about just Chaos Realms in general. Like, could you actually invade the Chaos Realms, and if it is possible, what happens when you kill a demon in the Chaos Realms?
Right. Let us begin on this. The Chaos Realms, unfortunately, you can invade them, but at your own risk, because in both 40k and fantasy, anyone who goes into the Chaos Realms, well, your mental sanity, for starters, is going to be tested to the limits. And that is no easy feat. To put it simply, let me explain of a story. Now, this is 40k, mind you, but it's a funny story. It follows Tusker, the Demon Killer. Now, what's this going to do with Chaos Warps and Rifts? I'll explain. You see, Tusker wasn't a special boy. He was no weakling. He was a fairly sized brute. Not as big as a beast, but fairly sized.
Mm-hmm.
And during one day in the warp, you see, during warp travel, they have things called the Gellerfield technology, which is supposed to keep warp entities out. But this is an orc ship, and orcs don't really have the much common sense to begin with, let's be honest. Some particular naughty demons came in and started a right old ruckus. And Tusker had the advantage of the Vox, and to the bridge where the biggest amount of screaming and fighting was going on, went off to the armory, gets his big, huge, tiny power claw, and run and have a spectacular brawl with the demon. Of course, he did win the fight after when he ripped the demon's head, horns from his head, and literally bludgeoned the demon back to the Immaterium. Because you see, demons cannot be killed easy. In fact, even if a demon is slain in battle, he doesn't die. His essence just goes back to the warp, where he's banished for 1001 years. Now, that is his limit. Because he's got to stay out for that long to recover. Now, that time can be accelerated, but I'll get to that a little later. However, back to Tusker. You see, Tusker learned two things in that battle. One, demons are freaking awesome at fighting, and he wanted more trophies to add to his collection. Now, Tusker did try multiple times without Gellerfields on to try and bring in more creatures, but unfortunately, the creatures of the warp decide to ignore the ship full of batshit insane orcs who want to beat the living snot out of them. Shocker, I know, but it's orcs, they love a good brawl. So what Tusker did was he decided to get a way of getting his hands on them by fishing them, by bringing in psychers. Now, he tried to get humans, but humans are hard to get a hold of because, well, humans are very, they'll run away and they're very squishy, so they don't last long.
Squishy.
So he tried the next best thing. Weird boys. Now, Yes, it worked to an extent, but he realized one thing. He wasn't getting the big, nasty, stonking demons he got on the first night on the Gorgeor. So he decided, well, if the demons are going to come to him, I'm going to come to them. So he went to the one place where all demons tend to live, near the Eye of Terror. Now, I know this is 40k, and I know you've been wondering, what's this got to do with fantasy? Be patient. To Cadia, gives Cadia one hell of a fright, because they didn't want, an orc invasion to come crashing in and ruining their day. And to make matters worse for them is they were basically recovering from a recent crusade, so they were thinking, oh crud, we got an orc problem. But thankfully, Tusker was not interested. Instead, he went straight to the Eye of Terror, and the command went, well, why should we stop him? Let him go. Let him go into the Eye of Terror, and, if he dies, that's one less orc problem. But if he succeeds and kills a few demons and a few Chaos Worshippers, yay, better. You get what I mean?
Sure.
And that's where he goes into. Now, we will continue this story after a little brawl that I have to do myself, just to get Gutsnick. Oh, here we go. Here's a cutscene.
Cutscene.
Those Chaos Men have got some shiny stuff. Think they can keep it from us? This gets them into me hard. They got squiffy gods that'll turn them into gribbly monsters if they're not. So, we're gonna have a good scrap.
Good scrap.
The units better not disappoint. What's more, they're all in a load of shiny stuff back from the big-hatted stunters. They think they can keep it from us? I want it all. Go get 'em, lads!
I want them all. Go get them, lads.
Well, here's the thing. Big-headed stunties. You hear what he just said there?
Yeah.
Big-headed stunties. That means the Chaos Dwarves are in this realm, so hopefully we might see them. Yep, here you go. Here's
Kaboom.
Here you go. Oh, this is a problematic. They're up a hill. This is gonna be hard to get up there and beat them up.
We'll be fine.
Right, Right, Actually, I'll give you this as well. Monster.
Why don't you give me that?
I've got a nasty feeling you're gonna get bushwhacked from behind, and a big nasty spider will scare them off.
Okay. If that's what you want.
Okay. Alright, tell us when you're ready.
I'm ready whenever you are.
Kill the chaos and claim their shiny things. Yeah, that's easier said than done. Now we can wait them out, because they'll take a while for them to get here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I can't reach him anyways right now, so I'm just moving my guys up a little bit. Just a wee little bit.
Yep. I'm moving my boys to the side. Just I'm gonna hide up there behind the wall. They can't see me, and I could just crash into them from the side. Alright. Yeah, you need to go up there. My good boy. My good... Oh, here they go. Here comes the flying cannons now. Oof.
Alright. Manual mode. Alright, we'll just hit some Marauders in. Oh no, those are Chaos Warriors.
Still a good kill.
There we go. Boom. And kaboom.
Giant's doing his job. Here we go.
Do you have any magic or anything?
Yeah, I've got magic, yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know if you're using it or not.
It just takes a while to. It takes a while to use it. Orc magic is very, very erratic. Best of times.
Ah!
This is why I give you the Ragnarok for. In case that happened.
No, I'm more worried about your one shaman. He's getting beaten up a little bit.
Yep. And their leader is running.
Kaboom.
He's had enough. He's pegging.
He's hustling. Alright, and I'm going to send the Queen in to help out a little bit. Or not Queen, but
Yep.
Ragnar Spider. Start chomping on some orky boys.
Yep. Ooh. Those Chaos Knights are taking a pounding.
Yep, they're about to take army losses.
Quite a lot.
Yep, and there it is.
Oh, they broke. They've broke. And now butchering can begin.
Well, remember, this is just a campaign, so once the thing ends, then you should be good.
Victory. But we managed to get rid of a lot of Chaos Warchief scum.
Oh yeah, we stomped on them.
Oh yeah. And speaking of Chaos Warchief scum, let's get back to the story, shall we? So what did Tusker do when he went into the warp? Well, you see, the warp is a funny thing. You see, time has no meaning in the warp. None whatsoever. You see, Tusker could be there, he might be there for years, but yet he's been gone for nearly 3 millennia. That's how weird the warp is. It's a bit of a weird conundrum.
Yeah.
Beat up the humans so I can get some.
You know,
Nice.
It's a great way to see what happens in the future, though. You know what I mean? Go on the warp for a couple days. You already been there for like 3 years in regular time. Let's go to the future.
So, it's a weird thing. Well, here's the thing with the warp. It could go to the future or the past. It's a bit of a weird thing. You see, the warp is very fickle as heck, and I wouldn't recommend trying to travel in it unless you know what the hell you're doing. Now, also in the warp, the warp itself is divided into several pieces belonging to certain gods who will have more influence. Say, for example, let's say you're in a part of space Korn lives. Korn could just snap his fingers and could create several planets if he so desired.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very hard to pin anyone in the warp. Now, Tusker was pretty much doing well in the warp. He was trudging along, beating the snot out of every demon planet he went in. Beaten is a light word. I would say more along lines ravaging and utterly demolishing planets. Not by using torpedoes or bombardment, mind you, by good old-fashioned boots on ground, the stomping. Because 1, he believes that anything you do aboard a ship is cowardly, and 2, where's the fun in that?
Where's the
logic.
fun in that?
Now, there was one particular planet that Tusker landed on, and he was a bit out of luck because there was nothing there. Now, out of nowhere, he decided in anger, he hit the ground, and the ground squealed. Yes, it squealed. Now, he figured that, well, if there's no demons here on the ground, they may be underground, and he told his boys to shoot the ground or chop it up with their choppers. Now, you might think this is a batshit insane order, but considering Tusker was a big boss by then, he was so huge, and he was decked out head to toe in trophies, I don't think anyone's going to argue. So, yes, they end up doing it, and believe it or not, they found out that the planet itself was actually a living organism. That's right, it was an actual demon.
Nice.
Don't ask me how that. Now, it decided to release out its own versions of antibodies to get rid of the green gits in the form of bloodletters and blood, warriors, and their leader, the Blood Prince. It's Khorne. What do you expect? Khorne is not one for names. Naming aside, the two of them had a good almighty scrap, and Tusker fought the Blood Prince in Mortal Kombat 1-on-1, but unfortunately for the poor Tusker, he got his ass handed to him, and before the Blood Prince could deliver the final blow, his pet Psychers hit the Blood Prince to distract him, while Tusker added, let's just say, a exclamation point with grievous injury to insult, as he brought his power claw up and grabbed the Blood Prince's genitals and with his power claw and give them a good squeeze.
That's just nasty.
Well, nasty wasn't the word, because the poor Blood Prince made an undemon-like scream in pure retaliation, lopped off Tusker's head. And you might think that's the end of Tusker. This is where the war powers come in. You see, Khorne was watching this fight and he was loving it. He loved it so much that what he did was he made sure that Tusker would be revived every day after a battle to fight again. This made the Blood Prince so much, because the Blood Prince thought he was one of Khorne's favorite servants, but obviously with this he wasn't. And for unknown told years, Tusker would revive and fight the Bloodletters again and again. He would keep fighting for eternity.
Mm-hmm.
Then, years later, don't know how many years, so don't ask me on that, decided to take the orcs away from that planet and take them to his home world, near his brass citadel, where his greatest generals will fight the orcs every day in a constant perpetual war. And to Tusker, this was a paradise to him. It was paradise.
Nice.
Because that means now, you remember what I said before? You told me before the beginning of this video that how does a demon die? As I've just explained in this story, it can't die. They just come back.
Well, it
However,
depends.
it
Depends on how great of a demon it is. If it's a lower demon, then if you kill them in the warp, they actually they don't return. But if it's a greater demon, say for example like an unclean one or something, it takes them a long time to come back.
Yeah. Basically, they don't die, they just come back later. However, there is a way to kill them, but it's only in the 40k universe. You see, in the 40k universe, there is a sword called Aphamin, which belongs to the Emperor of Mankind, which can slay demons. Unfortunately, this metal is ludicrously rare. It's something you don't find that often.
Holy guacamole!
Oh, hello.
That's a lot of chaos right there, buddy.
Yep, and I figured they could deal with that. That's their problem, not mine. Rise of Chaos. Yeah, you could be somebody else's problem, not mine. I'm beginning to think now it might be a wise idea not to go into battle yet, and wait till the chaos have ravaged the area, then clean up.
Yeah, they're going to fight you before they fight me.
Well, they're going to fight the Empire first before they get to me, so I'll use this time just to relax.
It depends on what they do.
Yep.
It's going to suck because they're going to start reawakening some of these Norse camps and whatnot.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a pain in the butt, but well, since I'm not gonna be moving anytime soon, and I'm not gonna be crazy enough to go into a the fist fight.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the smart thing. I'm gonna stay back, and I'm going to let the other races, deal with them while my other armies, restock.
Yeah, yeah. Those other armies probably get smashed.
That's the idea.
But that's not our problem. That's their problem. Heck, I am Skaven, so technically I am with Chaos.
Yep.
Technically.
So yeah, for some odd reason my video went a bit berserk there, but alright, I'm okay. But okay, so let's just move along then, shall we?
Sure.
And back to the story of the warp, because there's more to the warp than meets the eye, sort of thing. If you get what I mean.
Sure.
Oh, as I said about the Tusker story, that kind of gives you an indication that demons can die, but under extreme extenuous circumstances. But that doesn't mean the demons are not immortal in a sense. They, like you said, they can be killed, but they'll take an age to to come back. They just don't die. Depends how long. However, the process can be accelerated by one of the four great powers. As you all know, Khorne, Tzeentch, Nurgle, and Snikch could bring one of the servants back a little quicker, depending on certain conditions. If you know what I mean.
Sure.
Take, for example, I'll use another 40k story, and one I hope to do in the future, is the Dawn of War series, Eliphas the Inheritor. Now, Eliphas failed in a chaos in the Dark Crusade. He failed at the chaos and was killed, but he still survived and was in the warp. Now, normally when this happens, you don't get a second chance. But they sometimes can revive them if they need them for a certain purpose. You see, in the warp, as I've said before, time means nothing. But it takes them a while to get back, depending on how, quickly they want to get brought back, if you know what I mean.
Sure you can.
Now, the problem also is in the warp as well. Now, this is a bit of speculation, nothing's concrete. But the rumor is that the warp is linking both 40k universe and the Sigmar or Warhammer universe, whatever you want to call it, are linked together through the warp. And the reason I say is because of one particular demon, Be'lakor. Because Be'lakor has been seen in both realms, it's indicated that he can go from the past, the present, he can go anywhere as long as he's connected to the warp.
Nice.
But the funny thing about Chaos is, this is the funny thing about Chaos. You see, Chaos in general, their existence, they're younger in certain pantheons. They're actually younger. The oldest pantheons, I know I'm going to use 40k for a little bit, but this, you'll get an idea how young Chaos really is the Star Gods and the Eldari and the Gorkamork pantheons are actually older than Chaos.
Yeah, especially Gorkamork.
However, the warp was created by them years ago. Chaos wasn't around yet. The warp was around a long time, so the warp is an ancient thing. Chaos kind of came into being when certain events happened. As I've explained a long time ago, I think it was episode 1, I believe, when I explained about the Chaos Gods. And the Warriors Chaos are off.
They're off to try to pillage.
Yep, and that's why I'm staying out of here, letting them, everyone else take the flak, and I'll just loot, get rich, get ready to fight. And a peace negotiation with clan. Oh, they meet the peace negotiation with you, like.
They gave me money, man.
I wouldn't be surprised. This is Skaven. I'm not surprised. So, oh, the gold miters are coming in that way, and I'm on the. And I'm about to ready to do my thing soon. Oh, hello. Guess who conquered Kislev?
Skaven.
Yep, clan Snicht Clan Molder.
Yep. They are pretty
Mission
good.
issued. Prior to successful assassination or wound or kill of a character belongs to any one of the fallen enemies.
You know something funny I just not thought about, dude? Like,
What?
the Kislev, like, they're right there, they're defending against chaos and everything. And then what do you know it? A rat comes in with mutations and flipping stabs him.
But it shouldn't become a surprise because it is Skaven.
Yeah, I mean,
Alright,
well,
they're almost ready.
I mean, think about it though. Like, they're so worried about chaos and everything in the invasion of chaos, they forgot about the rats. And now they
Right.
gotta worry about some orcs.
Oh yeah. Right. You're gonna go into ambush mode in case someone does show up while you're healing. But yes, so for those who are unaware, that's how the warp works. The warp is very hard to navigate. The demons are hard to kill. The demons are not as immortal as you think, or all powerful. You see, chaos is a weird thing. Like I guys explained about Nurgle, how Nurgle can get ridiculously powerful. In fact, he can be more powerful than all the chaos gods when its plagues at its zenith. But once that goes declining, he becomes weak as a kitten.
Mm-hmm.
So the power of chaos it fluctuates. Demons can also be bound to weapons. They can be bound to items through rituals or sealing. So like I said, they're not all powerful, but they're very hard to put down. You know what I mean?
Sure, you can.
And keep in mind, in the realms of chaos, as I stated before, it isn't easy to live in there. Well, you can live in it, but I advise not if you want to value your sanity.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're Chaos Space Marine or one of those Chaos Worshippers, well, you pretty much don't give a rat's hoot.
I mean, I am a rat in this game.
Well, they fair. I mean, that's the thing I've noticed about the Skaven. You don't see them in 40k. There's no visual like representation of them.
Mm-hmm.
I know the Nids are meant to be the Skaven in an essence, right?
Oh shoot, that's new, dude. Flipping back in time, like the chief like or the warlords and whatnot. They only had like bone breakers for a mount. Now they got brood whores as well. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. So that's a cool addition. I like that.
And speaking of weirdness, for those who during this recording, there was a thing called Warhammer Fest that just happened, and let's just say the orcs got a major update with the new beast snaggers, and they're freaking hilarious the way
Heck,
they look.
in Age of Sigmar, they got a flipping a beastman type of lore too.
Yep.
But
They've actually got a
what
new
is that
god.
40k?
Oh, beastmen are coming back to Age of Sigmar. They've got a new god now.
They got a new god?
I think he's for the beastmen. He's called Canunas.
No, that's for. I'm pretty sure that's the orcs, dude. Because flipping when you saw him, like, there's nothing but orcs around him.
No, I'm pretty sure he's for the beastmen.
Not for what I saw, because there's orcs around him when they released it.
Give me a sec. I'll get my phone and have a look. So this might be this may be impromptu as hell, guys, but bear with me for one moment while we have a look into this, because I'm pretty sure he is. Because he's the newest model that only came out, like
Just a
being
few days
shown
ago.
off.
For when we're recording, not when this was released.
Yep. I am 100% sure he's the Beastman's new leader.
And I think it's orcs.
We'll have a look. Have a look for a second.
Because like Kragnos or something like that.
I think that's his name. I'll check what his backstory is, because he's part of the new Shatter Realms event that's happening.
And like he hates lizardmen, I believe too.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that lord that just now been released is going to be in the Beastman DLC.
It's possible. Yeah. Yep. Let's see. I mean, the whole thing with the beast snaggers as well. Have you seen the new Gretchen snaggers?
No.
There are two. There's two Gretchen models that have shown off. One Gretchen, right, is a medic Gretchen, right? But
Okay.
he doesn't have any legs. Instead, he has a wheel as his mobile transportation, a wheel and a motor.
That sounds like a garbage way to move. I'm not gonna lie.
I find it hilarious.
Oh, it's funny, but like, think about it. If you're going up a hill, man, that's gonna just be ugh.
Well, according to this, he is part of no faction. He's just part of the. Like, if you have a Grand Alliance for Destruction, that's what he is at the moment. Basically, he's just a god who will be used if you use Destruction allies. That's a shame, really. I thought he was, because the way he looks, I thought, oh, this is the Beastman coming back.
Nah. Why would they give anything to the Beastman? That's just too generous.
Well, there is a fan following for Beastman. I mean,
Yeah, I'm one of the fans of Beastman.
I wouldn't be surprised if Beastmen do return at a later date, because Chaos really need some new allies, because they've been really hammered as of late because of all the Sigma Marines, as they're called.
Yeah, it's been like a lot of Marine like armies and whatnot.
Oh yeah, I mean, considering the fact that rumor mill's going around that we're going to get like Khorne and Slaanesh are finally going to get their own books, which should be interesting.
Well, Slaanesh, like you said, what was it, Zeke? That's getting it. Zeech.
Yeah, Tzeentch is getting one for 40k. Oh, Tzeentch's already got one, but it's an update for them. But Khorne and Slaanesh are the only two that have not gotten theirs yet.
So Nugger's already got theirs as well?
Nurgle's got theirs, yeah. They've had theirs. They've had this for a while now. And
so
I'll tell you one
why
thing,
is Age of Sigmar so bad, anyways? Like, I haven't played that version yet, so I haven't played any version of it in tabletop.
You wondering why the stigma?
Why
It's
is
quite
Age
simple.
of Sigmar so bad?
Sigma isn't bad per se. It's too heavily skirmish. It's not like, see, Warhammer was more about grand tactics. It's like everything you do could have a consequence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the problem is when they took that away and decided to you know, when they took that away and they decided to go with a skirmishy route, it was designed to do two things. One, to redesign their models because, well, half the models were ancient.
Yeah.
And two, it was to give them an open door to bring in new stuff without risk of, like, butchering a lot of the old lore and all that. But you already did by killing everything off. But and also the fact as well, Warhammer was not a big seller unlike its 40k equivalent.
Yeah.
So they took the risk. However, during that time, for those who aren't aware, during that time, for the new ownership of GW, the guy who's running it, the previous guy, how can I put it, wasn't that great. He made so many bonehead decisions. It was laughable.
So you can call him an ogre.
Well, we'll leave it at that. Anyhow, by pretty much killing the Warhammer world, more than, I would say, half the player base just quit Warhammer altogether. They just quit 40k, quit the GW brand altogether because they felt like, you know, you've just killed off a good. But you see, Warhammer wasn't bad. The only problem with Warhammer had two problems. One, its magic system needed an overhaul, and two, just stop with terrain muckabouts, and then people would have been fine. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
But that was part of the problem. But there was another reason. Well, first things first, we have another mission I've got to do, which is to fight another foe.
Oh, this is where you're fighting humans.
Yep, and the dwarfs.
Okay. Whatever you do, just don't get your black orc stuck, okay?
That wasn't my fault. That was the game's.
You placed them there.
But anyhow, let us get back to what we were saying about by Sigma, it's got a bit of a stigma. You see, what they did as well, and this is what caused even more of a stink, and you're not going to believe this, but there were certain rules. Now, this was something I think some of the developers in there did because they were very angry with the fan base because like they were complaining a lot about Warhammer, how to fix it. So what they did was they put in certain rules. Now, one rule was ridiculous. Now, listen to this. If you have the longest beard, you could have, in the game, you could have rerolls on your dwarfs. I'm not kidding you. There was silly crap like that, and it angered people regardless. It literally pissed them off.
Dude, that was just a joke rule, man. Flipping, people were taking that serious. Like they needed to cool down, go do something else for a little bit, because that was just a joke rule.
It was supposed to be a joke rule, but unfortunately, it was in the actual rule book.
I mean,
it was taken as well.
Like people take offense to things that they love and whatnot, and they took a joke in the wrong way. Like, no one's not going to ever enforce that. Oh, if you got a beard, you won't get more rerolls. Like, no one's not going to ever enforce that. And, like, and if there's a crap player that does that, then you just don't agree with them, and you don't play, because, like, that's just a crap player. You know? So,
yeah.
That's more players, dude. Like, GW rules sounds like they just want to have fun, like, have a rule that's just fun to say, like, that's not anyone's going to ever enforce.
Oh no! Well, here's the funny thing, right? This is what I found hilarious. Now, in my local workshop, now this is legit the truth. He actually enforced the joke rule. Says nope. If they're in the rulebook, they're enforced. It was like, you're serious.
Oh, dude, flipping, I would never play with them. Screw them.
Like I said, this was from the staff. So look, if it's in the rulebook, it's enforced. You've got to do it. It's like that's what's got a lot of people's backs up. It was like, that's how bad it was.
Nah, those are just horrible people, dude. Like, F them. Because that was just a joke rule. That wasn't a real rule.
But thankfully, the gods, and the new guy took over and fixed Sigma in the second edition by getting rid of half of that crap and putting proper rules. People were happy.
I don't think, like, we already did this one time. There wasn't any units behind me, so you can keep all your units, dude. Besides the, of course, the artillery and whatnot.
Right. Those things first. Now, and let the giant go first, because the giant, if he goes in front, he'll soak up most of the damage.
Fire!
Yeah.
Alright, no one, dang it! Flipping the controls for the Goblin Doom Diver, I swear, it's just annoying sometimes. Oh, I gotta hit straight on it. Kaboom!
Oh, watch out, gyrocopters. Better deal with them.
Looks like they're coming straight after me. Yep, they're coming straight after me, dude. I'm gonna need some reinforcements to help me out.
Yep, I'm trying to shoot them.
Shoot them with your arrows.
I'm doing it. It's just the problem is the gyrocopters are a nightmare to get rid of.
They're not coming after me no more.
That's it. The Bright Wizard is gone. He's out of the fight.
Cool.
Right, all my Black Orcs are going after the my riders are going after the rock lobber.
Alright, cool. Stab him.
Here we go.
Here we go to save the day. And now they're dead.
Right. Okay. That's the one catapult crumped. And here comes the second catapult crumped. Not so fun, is it now, guys? And now I can fight back.
Right.
Now we got a bigger problem.
What?
Those blasted gyrocopters.
Oh, just shoot him down. You'll be good. The Empire are all
Yeah.
but defeated. Finish them off now!
Which I'm trying to do.
Oh man, I feel bad for that flipping dwarf right there. That master engineer. Oh yeah, there's a spider trying to eat me.
Yeah. Enemy Lord is dead.
Nom, nom, nom.
Well, they'll say dwarf meat is quite tender.
I thought it was quite hardy. Alright. We defeated all the armies. Woo! I did all the work. Good job, Black. It's about time you start picking up your own slack.
Hey, give me a break.
I'm just messing with you. The stunties are beaten. Run them down.
But, yeah. Anyway, back to the thing with story. You see, when Cinema came out, it also angered a lot of people who loved the lore because they practically shat on it, as they said. Which I can understand because you've wiped out the entire lore and tried to cover it up.
Mm-hmm.
Which didn't go well. Storm of Chaos, the End Times was a absolute disaster.
Yeah,
See, this was, like I said,
for what they should have done, they probably should have just rebooted it. Not saying like everyone's dead and whatnot, just rebooted it and then start re-releasing everything in a more appropriate manner.
yeah, but unfortunately, I could see where they came from because they needed new models and new range without busting up some armies. Which means, for example, if you had to redo the whole thing, it would mean, right, half the armies would not have existed, half the armies units wouldn't be around yet, and you would have people with models they couldn't use, which they couldn't use anyway now. But thankfully, because we're now getting the old world game, we can hopefully have things back to normal.
Yeah.
But yes, it was a bad time for Age Sigmar. It got mucked on badly, and I mean, it's now recovered now, and it's a lot better than it first started because people have because it's been given the proper attention it needed.
Mm-hmm.
But as they said, which I agree with it could have been done a bit better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Before I go any further, also I forgot to mention as well about the beast snaggers. They even got a Nobler, sorry, a Gretchen on a Squig, right? But the Squig's lost his legs and he's using the wheels.
So he's handicapped. Gotcha.
It's downright hilarious. It's got a bit of a Mad Max feel, but it's absolutely hilarious. It's one of the also one of the armies you can get away with doing so much crazy shenanigans. You just can get away with it.
Well, dude, look at the game called Daka Squadron.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. Either way.
Oh, but
Let me save it. Let's end the episode. So either way, I hope y'all enjoyed it. Thanks a lot for watching. Take it easy. Go check out Black's channel in the description below. And if you're seeing it on his channel, then you can see my channel in his description below.
Yep.
Thank you all for watching. Take it easy. And we'll see all of you in the next Total War Warhammer video game or video, whatever you want to see us in. Later.
Later.